Hey Explorers!
Hey Explorers!
On tonight's show, we are going to be talking about the best excursions we've had a chance to experience. What the heck is that? You're like a Muppet. And we're interested to find out what your best excursions you've been on, but also, have you ever done a haunted tour? So all this is coming up next. Greg on
D&G Explorers!
We'll have to look that up.
We just saw one of our pictures and we couldn't tell where it was from, Kukulkan or whatever.
No, we know
like
it was from Chichen Itza, but it was the name of the pyramid. It's a snake. That's what they call it. But from Dizney, not Into the Groove. What was it called? Emperor's New Groove.
Yes.
There was a name of there within that, but
I don't remember.
I don't.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to
what
our
a way
show.
to start our show. Thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We'll get more as we go on, but if you're watching the replay, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you're new to us, subscribe to us. We are D&G Explorers, and I usually say something incorrect on this show.
Incorrect?
Yes. Something wrong goes out of my mouth.
Insert foot in mouth?
Yes, many times, but that's part of the joy of watching our show, because after all, Greg, it is all about Derek, but we'll move on from that.
No, it's not.
Our show tonight, we're going to be talking about our best excursions that we've ever done. And this is booked through by booking through the cruise line. Although one of them,
I didn't know there were stipulations, so I'm not going to remember.
Yes, well, you didn't know what we were doing until 15 minutes.
Wow. Well, somebody had the day off while I was at work.
Today, we had to wear our big boy pants, and we paid our first property tax.
Oh, yay.
$1,500 later, because we also had a supplemental property tax that we had to pay. So,
yay.
Yes. So 6 months later, we will have a next go round. We should have probably included it with our mortgage. Maybe we can do that. But enough
we'll see
about the sorrow. I was going to actually put the sorrow and the pain. Because
oh my gosh.
What else happened this past weekend, Greg?
Everybody has property taxes that own a house here.
Yes, but this past weekend,
I know.
The Buffalo
Bills did not make the Super Bowl.
We were defeated.
It was horrible.
I took this.
It was a close game.
They're always close with the Chiefs. But this one hit me hard.
We did some stupid moves at the end that cost it for us.
We had a chance to win. That's
yeah.
We could have still won with everything that went on, but
moving on. No.
Angela called me like right when the game ended, and I texted her. I said, "I'm sorry, I can't talk right now." I was done.
Oh my gosh.
But okay, on to brighter.
There are worse things to be upset about.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. So we have Angela Nemechek is here. We got Waypoint Explorers is here. Ken Smith is here. We have Jamie Wilhite is here. Season's greetings, more sunshine, please. Jim is here. So
Jamie says, trying to organize and declutter my dresser. I'm surprised she's not in her room decorating.
Huh?
Not decorating. Doing
in what room decorating?
Sewing or doing something creative is what I meant
Oh.
to say, not decorating. But Greg, why don't we kick it off with a drink?
Wow, that's cheap compared to ours.
The property tax.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to pay the difference because the first year the mortgage company paid for it, but we had to pay the difference between what the previous owner was paying for and to what our is going to be. So that was like $400, I think, was the difference. And
so
then
we won't have to pay that again.
Yeah, and then no, we have one more because they split it. We have one more payment in June on it.
But then we won't have to pay the supplemental after that.
We're celebrating in these pint glasses. This one is from the Red Dog Saloon.
And this is a train.
From Skagway Brewing Company.
The Red Star Amber, it says.
It's a Skagway Brewing Company. So, Greg,
dilly
dilly to you.
Dilly dilly.
I'll explain to what it is after I see your expression.
Mm.
Not bad. A little bit different. It is.
It's juice, I know.
It's a mango coconut by, is it Langers? Langers. It's a mango coconut with tequila mixed into it.
Oh, there's coconut in it. How dare you?
It just makes it more creamier, though.
How dare you?
Yes. So I must have stuff on my lip.
Yes, you did.
Yes, great Alaska memories. They were definitely good memories with that. So Greg, dilly. So let's name this. It's where we went to the jungles of Chichen Itza, and let's think of a good name for it.
Chichen Itza Punch?
Yeah, no, Montezuma's Revenge.
They probably already have something like that.
Actually, Montezuma's Revenge means you have diarrhea, so that's probably not a good name for it.
There's also a roller coaster, I think, called Montezuma's Revenge. So there you go. You might get diarrhea on the roller coaster. I don't know.
Maybe we'll call it Chichen Itza Punch. That's probably a safer way to do that.
Even when I picked up that glass, it actually hurt my arm. Because it started on my right arm and now it's my left arm, and it's like right in the forearm area. And I was told it was tennis elbow, and I've been trying to do things to get rid of it, but it gets painful after a while. So if you have any helpful tips, let me know, please. I've tried ice, I've tried compress bands. So let me know. Ibuprofen, I've tried that too.
Don't you have a vet appointment coming up, or not a vet?
Vet appointment? Wow. Am I part dog or something?
Don't you have a?
I have a doctor's appointment.
Yes.
To see what else can be done.
So Angela says we should name it Chit's Revenge.
Chits. That sounds like something else.
That would be a good one. I think the alcohol might have gone down to the bottom, so it's trying to be stronger on the bottom.
When it takes two hands to pick up a little glass, there's some issues that I have with that.
Little dinosaur hands.
No, oh my god, wow, really? My arms aren't dinosaur hands. It is the nerve highway right in your arm, so something's not right now.
So Greg, so we can keep things on track. I didn't
know we had a track.
I have we usually go off track of
this. It's just our show. We're just having fun.
I have 8 different excursions written down. So we
have 9.
Well, that's a different comment on there just to remember. So 8.
I didn't approve of these comments. Well, I didn't see them yet.
Michael and Old Mama, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome in.
So we're going to talk about them, and we can explain why we like them so much, and kind of a little bit of what each one was.
Oh, so you picked them for me already? Okay.
For the channel, yes, because it is all
about there. No, it's not. For the most part, these are actually, we both liked these. So
yes, so no particular order. We're not going to say we're going to rate them from top, because I think we've taken something from every excursion we have.
It's either bad lighting or I can't read your writing. Hey, I'm
Oh,
rhyming.
Yeah,
I'm a poet and I don't know it.
It's no, it's fine. So number one, we talked about it at the beginning of the show, was our time that we went to Chichen Itza. So I would actually say
Disney Fantasy
that we did that in 2020, right before COVID broke out. I would probably recommend not doing.
Welcome to Down Under Cruisers.
Welcome, guys. Good day. Who is emulating who? The Beard and Mo. Right? Can you even see mine? I don't know if you can even see mine. My ginger, because I had a lot of ginger in my hair, and they've basically, it's gone to white.
Yep.
So
this is very nice.
It's gone away. I do it like once a year, a couple of times a year, just to remind myself how old I am. But I would not recommend doing. If you've done it before, we won't go to Chichen Itza from a cruise ship again. And the reason is we went to Cozumel.
It's basically a whole day worth.
Yes. And Cozumel is not on the mainland of Mexico. So you have to take a ferry boat from Cozumel to, I believe it's Playa del Carmen. And then from there, we had to transfer to a bus. They walked us to this bus, and it was like a 3.5 hour trip to Chichen Itza. We were only in Chichen Itza for like about an hour. No, less than that.
How was that?
I think an hour actually walking. So he just took us through some of the big highlights of the area.
Very suave, they said.
But
this.
Thank you, Sean. But to visit one of what they call the new wonders of the world. I love the Mayan culture. I love seeing pyramids. This was our third one that we've seen. We'll mention the other one in a few minutes. So this was the first one that we saw, but we've seen 3 Mayan pyramids. I've enjoyed all
Nautical
of them.
Nurse Nancy,
welcome.
Hello, and Dilly Explorers, welcome.
We are proud moderators of Nancy's show, which she goes live on Tuesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. So if you haven't had a chance to check her channel out, please check her channel out. I think everyone in here is aware of what an awesome person her and her husband are. Really good friends of ours.
Nancy, if you have any thoughts on how to get rid of tennis elbow, pain in the forearm, let me know, please, because I've been experiencing it. So
I said don't play tennis, but then Greg doesn't play tennis, so that didn't help them.
No, I've seen a doctor before, and I've tried certain things that they've said, and I'm still having the issue. But go on about your story.
So where was I? Okay, so we went there.
Thank you.
But Kukulkan. That's the name of the pyramid, and it's the serpent is what it is.
Okay.
So it was just amazing to see it. The downside of that is you have to. There's so many vendors that are when you get into the gate of it and you walk down the little through the
welcome,
woods.
Ann Hanley.
Welcome, Ann. There's a lot of vendors there selling stuff, and it was kind of funny because we actually had the vlog on this on our Disney Fantasy. They were saying cheaper than Walmart. Come over here, cheaper than Walmart. But
Ryan Donahue, welcome.
After we went through the tour, which again wasn't that long, they just hit the main ones. We saw the Kukulkan pyramid, which if you clap, it ricochets off the pyramid, and it makes a bird sound, which is unique, and it sounds like the bird. Remember, it echoed when we did it.
I don't remember a bird.
It was like it's that bird with the long like feathers, like the tail feathers.
Peacock?
No, it's not. No, it's a specific bird in Mexico.
Oh.
Rewatch our video, Greg.
Oh my god!
Apparently you don't remember.
You know how many years ago that was? I'm not going to remember all that.
That's why we do vlogs, so we can remember.
There you
our
go.
past trips.
And now I got to remember which one it was.
They were saying that the pitch of it is like almost perfect to the sound of what this bird makes on there. And then we went to the ball arena where it was the death one.
That was horrible.
So yeah.
When you find out what happened, basically somebody had to. I think it was whoever won would be beheaded or something that.
I think they would take their heart.
Why would so then no who's gonna want to win?
The games
then?
never ended.
I'd be like,
but it was
you can win.
it was supposed to be an honor. But
oh yes,
yes, that's it. Thank you, Waypoint. The bird is a quetzal. Yes.
Wow. Oh my god, I wouldn't even think about that.
Yes.
What the heck is
so
that?
That was interesting just to hear because we had it was an
now
audio.
I gotta look at what it looks like.
It's a beautiful bird. Daniel Fields, welcome.
Daniel Fields, welcome. Let's look it up.
And then when we so on the way up there, they did a good job. We had like an iPad. We had they were talking about it because we didn't have a whole lot of time once we got into the park. Sorry, girl. Once we got into the park, I know. I'm sorry. So they gave us
pretty.
They gave us iPads, tablets, and then they talked about the history and all the culture and all that. Yes,
that is a pretty bird.
They show one with it flying, and it looks really cool when it's flying with its long feathers because it has like really long tail feathers. And then on the way home, we basically slept. But the downside is even we had a chance when we got there, we went to the restroom, we did our tour. We came back, we went to the restroom again before we left, and that was it. We were there for about an hour, and then we pretty much slept on the way back from the trip. So Danny, welcome. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
We the thing I liked about it is I liked our tour guide, but also they took us back to we are like really bright. They took us back to our to make sure we were on the right, and it's not that we're clear, it's just at the lighting. I might have to turn it down a little bit. They made sure we got on the right ferry because if you've ever been to Playa del Carmen, there's a lot of ferry ships that go from that area into Cozumel, back to Cozumel. So they wanted to make sure we were on the right ship. So that was cool. But we didn't get a chance to even explore Playa del Carmen. We just like boom. So it was a very much go, and it was like an 8.5 hour.
How was that again?
Go. It was like
that's you. You probably would have swallowed that.
It was a 8.5 hour trip. So that was one of the downsides. But just the fact that we say that we have gone to Chichen Itza, which is probably the most popular Mayan pyramid out there, that was awesome to
welcome,
experience.
Holly. And I understand it was a great honor for them back then, but just to think about that now, it's like, no, it's okay. You go on and win. For us, that this day and age.
Nope.
Oh wow, she doesn't like that. She meowed and said, "You need to put some light back up on it." That's fine.
All right, baby girl, I'm coming. Yes, I'm coming back.
If we missed it. Oh, sorry. If we missed anybody, welcome.
I think we got everyone in there. So would you want to do if we do Chichen Itza again, which I do want to go on there? I'd rather do it if we went to Cancun and took a private tour over there, like we did with Ekbalam, because we did a private tour when we went to Ekbalam, and that was amazing.
I probably would do it with. Like if somebody went with us that has never done it and they wanted to, that would be a good time to do it as well, and have them go with us and experience.
I think next time we go to Cozumel, I want to experience Cozumel. And I know, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of that. Guys, help me out. The name of that resort that a lot of people go, Mr. Sancho's. Yeah, Mr. Sancho's is the name of it. A lot of people go there. So yes, we will probably try something like that. And there's one right next to it that a lot of people like too. But so that was definitely one of the highlights that we went to.
So I do need to say, because Nurse Nancy's here, that we tried 2 of your 3 yummy moist rum cakes. I don't like that word moist, but
we will try the 3rd one tonight, the pineapple one.
Pineapple one, yes. So we're going to try that, and then we will give our conclusion.
I like them all.
Yeah, so far we've liked both of them, but we'll give our conclusion of which one we like the most.
For what it matters.
Well, she wanted to know which one we liked the most, but yes, they have both been very good so far.
Yes. Greg, another excursion that we booked, this was through NCL.
Was the White Pass Railroad In Skagway, that was the highlight
Easy, but
that was the highlight of the trip, I think, for me. That was like the big crescendo of the trip was that
we
excursion on the train.
We are still releasing those vlogs. The last one I think I got out was October 24th, and that was when 2 of my managers went out, and then my 3rd manager got hurt. So I've been basically doing a lot. Now they're both back, so except one of them that got hurt is still out. But we should be able to finish that vlog series and hopefully get the Frenzy out. That's going to be our next one, the Carnival Frenzy that we're going to be doing.
I know Dave is currently on the Frenzy right now.
No.
Yes, he is.
He's not on the Frenzy. He's on the other one, the one that's on the East Coast, which is
well, it looks like the Frenzy.
Yeah, it's the same class of it. It's a sister
but it's
ship.
Not the Italian.
It is
look to it though,
yes,
is it?
It's
okay.
Sister ship of it.
Okay,
it's from Costa, but it starts with an L. You guys correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, it's almost like the Firenze.
Yeah.
So
I always think it starts with an L, and it doesn't. It's probably not one that starts with an L. But we Venezia. See, there you go.
There you go. It starts with a V.
Yes, I always say it
way
starts
off
with
of an L.
Yes,
I mean that's like at the polar opposite of the alphabet there.
But Greg, we enjoyed the Skagway, the railroad.
That I would do again.
It was
totally would do that again.
Very expensive.
Yeah, it was worth it though.
But
the gorgeous views and everything.
We recommend you going to the caboose
and get out of the caboose and get out like outside and look around while the train's going.
Hang off the.
No, you can't.
You can grab it and just let the wind blow you as you're going across.
I thought our friend Mike regretted not getting out of it, but he was afraid to. And it is kind of intimidating because at times you are hanging off the edge of the cliff while the train is on the track. So
that was the last video we released from that. And when they saw the video, Mike goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to handle that."
It was so fun though. Yeah. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
You can't go from car to car to car to car to car.
You can't.
You have to stay. You can either do the front of your car or the back of it.
We were on the caboose.
If you're on the caboose, you can go to the back and you have a beautiful view. You're not obstructed by anything. Yeah. So definitely recommend going back to that. What was I gonna say? Ryan's right. That's why I always say. He says there's also the Carmina Luminosa. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Yeah, I think that's what I get confused with it.
So and be careful when you're taking pictures because Derek was on the back the back of the caboose and I was in the front part and he's like, "I'm gonna take your picture. Move out a little bit." So I'm here like putting my head out while we're going this way. So I see everything going that way, and I'm like, "Hurry up!" Because there were rocks that were coming out from the mountain, and I'm like, "I don't want to get smacked in the head." I kept looking. I'm like, "Okay, hurry up and take the picture, please." So he like hurried up and took the picture, and I like pulled my head back in really quick.
What Greg doesn't realize, he foiled my plan.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was part of your plan all along. Look at that. Yeah, you're horrible. It was not your plan. I already know that.
But then when we went, another fun part, we went to the Skagway Brewing Company.
Yeah.
They had the Spruce Tip Ale, which is made by the tips of the pine cones.
It was very piney.
Yeah, from a beer. And I actually really enjoyed it. I also had a reindeer hot dog made from
poor Rudolph.
Reindeer.
Oh,
yep. Reindeer Rudolph was pretty good tasting.
I think I took a little bite, but yeah, I couldn't get a whole.
I forgot what you had, but you enjoyed it too. So we would recommend going there. The one thing we didn't do was we didn't do the reindeer fart, so we'll have to do that next time at the Red Onion Saloon.
We had a duck fart.
We went in there,
not the reindeer.
Yeah, that was in a different place on there. So that's another one that was one of our top ones that we went to. Greg, what is the third one? And see if you can remember this.
The Bahaba Acadia National Park
and lobster bake.
Yes, that was fun too.
Careful, bud.
The lobster bake. I remember showing people how I was pulling that sucker apart, poor thing, and I was just like cracking open the shell and pulling and ripping out the lobster meat, and it was so good. Oh, the buttery
Greg was like
goodness.
so intent, he was like frothing at the mouth. But
The buttery goodness. And I remember the blueberry, was it blueberry streusel or something like that? Cobbler. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so
that
good.
it was so small though. It was like it was more like a tart.
But it was so good.
Than an actual. I wanted more of it. So
Wow.
I wanted more. Can I have some more?
Are you Faruka Salts?
Please, can I have some more?
From Willy Wonka. Daddy, I want one now. I want more.
But we toured the bus took us through the city. It went through some of these rich and famous houses as we went through the national park, up to the national park. We stopped at an overlook. We stopped at a couple of places. I think we might have one of the scenes in the montage, maybe not on this one, where we're standing on some rocks with some woods behind us. And I think he ran to the bathroom.
Did we say welcome
Danny?
Danny, the spectacular supporter.
But they that was
that Shaggy?
No, that was Sam or Scrappy that went running out there. Hopefully he went running to the restroom because is either her or Sam's or Scrappy. If you notice, all our cats are named with an S, so it kind of gets it confused when we're trying to explain them.
What are you trying to do?
But we also went, another thing that we really enjoyed in Bar Harbor. Let's see what Jamie says. I love my trip to Bar Harbor. I bought enough fabric there to make a king size quilt. I will always cherish it. That is so awesome.
Wow,
It's a quaint little town. That was our favorite port for the longest time. We've visited other things with them being fresher in our minds. I don't know if it's still our favorite port, but we had a chance to experience, and we did vlog. This is when we went on the NCL escape. We had a chance to experience lobster ice cream. And there's two things that they have. They're known for a drink that was pretty nasty. I didn't enjoy it. It was good.
Remember the drink?
It's like molasses. I forgot, but it's unique to that area. And then we had the chocolate covered stuff that was made out of potatoes.
Yeah, that was okay.
That was good. I
the lobster, was it lobster ice cream?
Yes.
It was like eating buttery ice is basically what it tastes like.
With chunks of lobster.
Yeah, like frozen lobster, but with a buttery flavor to it. It wasn't bad, but it's like not something that I would purposely go and get all the time.
But they don't visit Bar Harbor a lot on the cruises that we were looking at before in the past, because we did have a group cruise on it and it didn't go to Bar Harbor, which I was disappointed. I wish they would have gone there instead of Portland, Maine, because we've done Portland, Maine, and they have a train there that was cool to ride on. But yeah, Bar Harbor definitely is a unique, and it's a tender port, so you can't go right up to the dock. You have to have a tender ship take you to the mainland. All right, so where are we at on time, Greg? We're at 5:29, so we're gonna have
number 4.
Yeah, we're gonna have a commercial pop up here in probably a minute, but we'll just say
I can't read that.
I'll
chocolate something.
It's not chocolate, but we are coming up on the top of the hour, so
top of the hour,
half of the hour, bottom of the hour. Sorry, bottom of the hour. Bottoms. It's on a clock.
Middle of the hour.
No, it's the bottom of the hour.
So when you're looking at the clock. Yes, the hands of time.
Yeah, commercial's going to pop up, but if you guys are creators, put that in there in the chat. Check each other channels out. We love to support other channels. We're going to have we're going to start having more channels on our chat so you guys can get a chance to know them if you're not familiar with them.
I was going to say it's not an hour yet. No, it's not an hour yet.
Yes, the bottom of the hour, not the top of the hour. But Greg, okay, it's 5:30, so we're going to take a sip because I'm sure
I've been having
a commercial is just popping in. If it hasn't popped in yet, guys, let us know. They're probably just gonna watch us like make fools of ourselves while we're down there.
Wait,
Would you?
Let me.
What? I got something. I
Yes,
got
thank
hair on my
you.
nose.
Yes, I didn't want it to go in your drink.
Cheryl, one deck down. Thank you so much for
Welcome.
joining us. Okay, I think we're safe now after the commercials. Oh, I think she said no. There was no commercials. Okay, so Greg, another place we went to.
Maybe they got rid of that.
No, it's on there because when I'm creating the show, it makes you set it in there on YouTube if you get it monetized.
Oh,
so,
is that Chochaban?
There you go.
And
Chochaban.
Bacalar combo.
Cenote.
Oh, it was a combo.
Yes. So we did this.
God, I can't read your writing.
We did this with
Cenote and the Maya.
In the Mayan temple. Yes.
Okay.
So we did this on the Valiant Lady. It was on our Virgin cruise, and this was in.
Yep, Anne Hanley. Thank you.
It was in Costa Maya. I gave Greg the knee to not to break my flow of what I was.
Well,
gonna say.
I looked at her thing, her comment there.
And also we went to tacos. So
we went to tacos.
We went to a taco place. We had like street tacos, which were really, really good. But I was originally more excited to go to the pyramids because it was another Mayan pyramid that we went to. It was a personal tour. So we booked this, I think actually Angelo booked this tour. I think it was through Viator or Viator, however you call that, whatever that thing is. So we had to go out of the cruise port area. We met the person there, and we went Waypoint Explorers with us on there. And they took us to the cenote first, which we were kind of disappointed because we figured if we're going to go through the pyramids, we wanted to go to the cenote after.
Yeah, to cool off.
Yeah, we had done when we went to Ekbalam.
Well, the pyramids were hot though anyway.
Oh, we were hot.
I remember.
When we went to cenote, and we went to cenote after we went to Ekbalam when we went to the Rio.
I liked that cenote better.
Yes.
Because it was in a cave like Indiana Jones.
Yeah. But this one was amazing because you had like so much different.
That was a good excursion, they said.
You stopped at 3 different parts and you could actually go in the water. Now, cenote is fresh water that's from an underground river. And it pushes it out into the ocean.
You don't know how far down that hole goes. So they weren't letting anyone like swim over it.
Yeah, and they have
scary.
The Bacalar is an area where the pirates used to use to go through and capture ships and all this stuff. So it has a history of the area, but that was a beautiful. And then we went and they did that because they said most of the cruise book ones go to the
I was just thinking that
they go, let me finish my thought. They go to the pyramids first, so there's going to be more people there. So he wanted to reverse it. So we went to cenote and then we went to the pyramids. Now, Greg, go ahead. Now that you interrupted me.
Go. Wow. Did you all jump from the concrete with exposed rusty rebar into the lagoon?
Yeah, we did.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
I don't remember doing it. I think you guys did it.
Yeah,
I don't remember doing it. It was very unsafe actually that people were doing that to begin with because one cut and it's like you better get a tetanus shot and you're in another country. So that was crazy, but I'm glad you guys did what you did. I don't remember doing it, to be honest.
Yes, and Anne, who's from the Buffalo area, I was crushed during the Chiefs game, as you can imagine.
It was very sad, yes.
Yeah, and I really thought we had a great chance to win. And
oh, he's all right. I don't know what he's doing, gymnastics or something.
That cat is a spaz.
Snort.
Jeez, he did that last one too.
He did.
What do they call those things where they get they just get all this
burst of energy? My eyes were closed, so I couldn't see the blood stains. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think about that. I would not be surprised if there were blood stains there.
Yes, cat gymnastics again, basically. And then he knocked my story that I wrote, my short story. He managed to go up halfway up a bookshelf.
Oh, look, now he's back. What are you doing?
But that
And
would
we
be.
do hope the Eagles win over the Chiefs.
I don't know. I just want to have a good game. We're going to have a Super
You told me you don't even care who wins. You don't even care about the Super Bowl.
No, but we're still going to have a Super Bowl party. And
yeah, but the Eagles need
just a
to
good
beat the
game.
Chiefs.
Yeah,
Eagles beat the Chiefs.
but we would highly recommend going on that if you guys have a chance to do that. And it was cheaper booking it through Viator than doing it through the cruise line. So another one, Greg, focus. We still got show on because we want to talk about the haunted stuff.
We have the sloth zip line. I have no idea.
So we went
Roatan, something.
So Roatan. We went to Roatan. This is something. This is also on.
I can't even read that.
This is also on the Valiant Lady. This is a February 2023 cruise. We have not done the vlogs on this, and we went to Roatan and we booked it through. Let me get his name. It was actually Chris from See the World with Chris. It was the Victor Bowden Tours, and
I still have my email with all the pictures from the zip line and stuff, unless they like get rid of them from the link or something at some point. I haven't been in there in a long time, but yeah, I still have the email.
Yeah, we had a chance to.
Don't you still have it too?
Yeah, we had a chance to fondle.
We had oh my God! Please don't say fondle the sloths. Oh my gosh.
Hold the sloths.
Yes. Well, I apparently something was going on that I did not know about.
Cuddle. Sloths.
That's a big difference than the other thing.
There were monkeys that we went to.
And, oh God, please leave the monkeys alone.
We were afraid that they were going to poop on our heads because they were like jumping all around. Got a chance to fondle Daniel.
Oh my gosh.
And there was birds there. We did the zip line. That was awesome. There was like,
Derek, oh my.
There was like, I don't know, 12 different zip lines that we went through. That was amazing.
The sloths were a highlight for me. I loved holding the sloths. I did not want to let it go. It was like they just like hook onto you with their hooks for hands, basically. Yeah. I need to self-moderate my comments. Oh my gosh.
But another fun thing of that was an awesome tour because they basically, Chris booked it. There was a bunch of us. Angela was there. Waypoint Explorers were on that. And we, Chris said, this is where we want to go. So we went to a rum factory. It was a Roatan rum factory. We went to the Mayak chocolate factory, which was Mayan chocolate. We went to Bananarama, which was a water resort, a beach resort, where we had we had to pay for the lunch, but we had that, and we went out into the water. I always remember that because Bananarama, the group.
I don't remember.
That was the end of it. Because remember, he had to go into this little alleyway, and then
yeah. Now I remember.
Line to get into the restroom.
And we had our drinks and all. Yes. Yeah. He left us for like 2 hours.
Yes,
that's what scares me is like when they leave, it's like, okay, I hope they come back.
Yeah, but he couldn't park there because it's such a tight spot that he had to go out there, and then he came back and picked us up. So that was awesome. So definitely would recommend it if you have a large party, because that would be different than what you could book through the cruise line. So that was definitely one of the highlights, and I would love to do that again because it hit everything. There was also pretty much right across the street from the rum factory, because you could go out on the back balcony and you could see like down into the valley because it was like on the top of the mountain. On the other side of the street, there was the zip line that took you straight down to the bottom of the like the ground floor.
I liked the zip line.
But that was a different zip line company than what we did.
Yeah, that was our first time on a zip line, and that was crazy, but it was so much fun.
I remember Angela says, I remember we had the same guide as I had on my previous trip, and he remembered me. That's right. Yes. Waypoint says, who can forget Angela? And we did have our own.
I was just thinking
we had our own party bus. So yeah, that was a good time. That was definitely one of our highlights, and we would recommend that again. So Greg, another one? Sorry.
Only pre-cruise.
Oh, we did this pre-cruise.
Thriller
this is
Speedboat
yes.
Miami. Okay,
Yes.
the
So
speedboat was fun.
we did that.
I won the wet T-shirt contest because I was wearing a
I-
T-shirt and I was stoked.
I think I had the biggest moves contest that I wanted.
Oh my gosh, Derek!
we
Angela was there too, and she was pretty soaked also.
we don't normally have time to do some kind of excursion before the cruise, and this wasn't booked through the cruise. This was something done before, but Angela had got us set up with going on it's from the Bayside Market, which is down where in the Port of Miami area. And yeah, I had a gimbal and we got drenched so much that we thought we were smart and we were going to be at the front of the ship, but the boat, the speedboat. But he turns it and then they fling it back,
did it on purpose.
And it creates a wake, and it all comes over you. But
that was all part of it.
Such a rush, and that was so much fun.
And
I don't think it was that expensive either.
All you taste is the sea salt water. I had sunglasses on; those were wet. I couldn't even wipe them off with my wet shirt because my shirt was drenched. So, and then it was all kinds of fun.
Waypoint were nice enough to let me borrow their gimbal, because my gimbal stopped working after that. Because
Waypoint let you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then I felt bad because it was brand new. I don't think they had ever used it. And then like the little twist ties, I must have thrown it away, and I didn't think about keeping it. And then I gave it back to them.
Wow.
And I was like,
you see how he gives things back?
I was thinking I
don't think they would have needed a twist tie.
I just felt bad because I don't know. I just felt
I'm
bad.
sure they would have said something. Where's my twist tie?
I don't know.
Thank you for letting us use it, though.
That was very nice.
Even though you didn't get your twist tie back. I'm sorry.
And it might have been like the paper plastic or something like that. I think I threw it away when I opened it up without thinking maybe I should put it all back together the way that I received it. So sorry, boys. I didn't mean to, but I still think about that.
Like 2-3 years later.
I dream about it.
Oh, yes. I don't think I've heard anything about it. There you go.
All right. So another one we did in, oh my gosh, this is hilarious. This is when we were on the NCL Bliss.
Open taxi?
Yeah, I don't know what they call them, but they're like the tax.
I can't even read your writing.
Well, it's for me to ribble.
Okay, well, what is that? To ribble? Is that a new word, ribble? Let's all look up the word ribble and see what comes up.
That was me to read my scribble. So
I'm gonna look up
ribble.
Yeah, let's look up ribble.
So we did. It's one of those things that it's like an open taxi. So it's like a bus, but there's no sides on the side of it. There is no like chain. There's nothing to keep you in. So you could literally fall out of this like a golf cart looking thing. Remember the bus? And we went up the mountain. And we were doing a switchback.
Yes, we were all holding on for dear life.
Yeah, and then we did the.
You are forgiven, they said.
Thank you
for the twist tie being lost.
We did the Calwood Rum Distillery, and then we went to what was it, Cane Garden Beach, and it was interesting because it was raining. It was pouring down with the rain, and we thought, well, we're gonna wet ourselves anyway, so. In the water.
We're gonna wet ourselves. Okay, you're gonna wet yourself in the water. You're one of those people that do that.
We're gonna go out in the water. So what's the point, or what's the difference?
I remember that one now too. Hey Ben, PGB.
Welcome, Ben.
Hey Nick Torres, welcome.
Welcome, our buddies Ben.
We're just talking about wetting ourselves. You came in at a perfect time.
From Pepper Villa, our buddies, they go live on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. So check their channel out for sure. So that was fun, and we have the vlogs out on that. That was one of my favorite videos that we did.
Got it. Wetting yourself.
They used
one of your
to call
favorite
them
videos.
Swimming ools before Derek went in.
Wow.
All right.
So wetting yourself was one of the favorite excursions. Okay, we got it.
How are we doing on time? Okay, 50 minutes. Perfect. So last one we went to was on the Encore. We also released the videos for this. It was when we went. We were originally supposed to go. We booked this through.
Does that even say?
We booked this. It's fine. I'll let you know. Just be in suspense until I
Manuel Roberts trimming.
No.
I don't know what that says.
No, it doesn't. All right. We originally had booked an excursion through Viator, and we were going to go on a 30-person canoe, which was going to take us to, this is in Juneau. It was going to take us right to the glacier, or close enough to it, closer than you would have had on some of these other things. And when we got to Juneau, they canceled it. We got there and we said, hey, we're running late because the Bliss was actually in port right before us, and we couldn't get into that port until the Bliss left, and they left late. So when we got in there and said, hey, we're still trying to get off the ship because we were supposed to meet them by, I think, the trams. It's called the Mount Roberts Tramway is what it is called. Okay.
I don't know what Ben means when I cheated.
When I heard ribble, I knew we were in trouble.
But I don't know what the other part is. Huh. Sorry, go ahead.
So we got a message and said, hey guys, because of the high winds, we have to cancel the trip. So we didn't get a chance to book the excursion, but our friends, Mike and David, who went with us, we went, they had booked it through NCL, and we decided to tag along with them. So we went down we walked to the tram, and we went up the Mount Roberts tram, which was a pretty nerve-wracking experience, trying to get up to the top, because I always think what happens.
It was fun. Yeah, it was a little.
But it's a
creepy.
beautiful experience on it. So I definitely would do that. It was cheaper if you would have booked it on NCL than if we paid for it, as we paid for it, because Greg bought it, and I think it was like $97. Was it $97 per person?
I don't.
It was something like that.
You're asking me something from 2 years ago?
Gosh, you're right. It's coming up for 2 years because we did that in 2023. You're right. Man, time flies so fast. But we also, when we got down on the floor, when we got back down,
what are you talking about?
When we got back,
when we came back down the mountain on the tram, there you go.
We went to the Red Dog Saloon. I think I brought out their merch shop. We had a red dog fart. No, a reindeer. No, wait, what was it called? What was it called? A duck fart.
A duck fart?
A red dog fart. We had a duck fart. Mine like falling apart over here.
Well,
thank you, Anne. Don't forget to hit the like button. Almost forgot.
Thank you.
But
as we are just all over the place.
Yes, especially me. I told you. I warned you at the beginning. And I had today off too, so I have no excuse. But that was a fun experience. I would eat at the the Red Dog Saloon again. I thought that was a fun experience.
And you'd probably have the reindeer hot dog again.
Well, we didn't have that there, but there is another brewing place I wanted to try. Yeah, there was another place that people were talking about. So, yeah. Definitely, Juneau was another one of our fun spots that we enjoyed on that. The one thing that I was noticed when I was thinking about all these different trips, one section of, because we basically hit all the different areas of the U.S. Canada area on the East Coast, definitely want to sell that again. There's
a lot of areas
Prince
that I would want to go over there.
Prince Edward's Island. Mm-hmm. I would love to do that, to see Anne of Green Gables' house. We were going through to
Niagara
Quebec.
Falls too. At some point.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this year we get a chance to do that. And then if we ever get a chance to go to St. John, because there's two different ones, St. John Bay of Fundy. I would love to eat at Steamers again, which is where we docked the ship, and we had a lobster roll. We also had a lobster roll in Portland, Maine, but I think I enjoyed the Canadian version better than the U.S. Northeast version of that. Yeah, Daniel, they were on the cruise after us. So they went, and correct me if I'm wrong, Daniel, you went from Quebec down to New York, and we were supposed to go from New York up to Quebec. So we would have been on right off of each other. So yeah, Nick, East Coast is beautiful, and you seem to be closer to the land than going way out of like you do like in the Pacific. I think you're closer to, I could be wrong. but we've never booked an excursion with the Mexican Riviera. We've now done 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cruises down into the Mexican Riviera, although only one of them was a 7-night cruise. So there is one from Carnival that we would want to do. I think it's called Rhythm of the Nights. So we would probably book that, but we've enjoyed just getting off the ship, but there's not as much excitement of the Mexican Riviera. The ports seem a little bit less exciting. But we haven't done that yet. So we have
Hanley
10 minutes.
said haunted tours, went on one in New Orleans, didn't see anything, but it was still fun. One cemetery, a lot of people had a really weird feeling. Apparently a lot of people died there, and
just
I don't want to have a patient. I used to have a patient at the eye doctor I worked for whose great grandfather was the man whom they named Juno after. Yes, Juno was his last name.
That is so awesome. So we do have about 10 minutes left. So we've never done
a haunted really
tour.
Haunted tour.
I'll take that back. I've done the Winchester Mystery House up in Santa Clara. Did we do that together? I've done it twice.
I've never done that.
And it is kind of a creepy feeling in there. Greg is more sensitive to those kind of things than I am. Although I have...
Oh, cool, Anne.
This was kind of spawned on... I've had like on Sunday night going into Monday and Monday going into Tuesday, I had dreams of a ghost, and the ghost was like attacking me. And it really freaked me up where I'm like yelling in my sleep. And like one of them, I was saying, please help me, waking myself up. And then it like drains you because I think they call it sleep paralysis.
Well, I've heard you too.
Yeah. And so that just kind of make me think about cruising and haunted tours. Would we do that? Greg, would you do something like that? I know actually Angela has done, or she is going to be. No, she had done one. I thought a haunted tour in Charlotte.
The one that I really want to do
South Carolina. Something in South Carolina.
The one I really want to do is on the Queen Mary, and I want to actually stay in what they consider the most haunted room. That is a very highly requested room because it's supposed to have the most activity. And I mean, that stuff doesn't really bother me. I've seen things, I've felt things, I've heard things in my past years. It doesn't really bother me. So I've never been hurt by it or anything like that, but it's an interesting experience.
Yeah, and I
hey, Party on the Seas, welcome
in, Eric. Thank you for joining us. Ben says you guys do that. I used to work. I don't know if you guys remember Mervyn's. Mervyn's was a department store that I was with Mervyn's for 16 years. I left them a couple of years before.
You had some crazy stories.
Yeah,
SB, welcome.
I left them a couple of years before they actually went out of business, and a lot of the Kohl's stores took over a lot of the Mervyn stores. But it was basically, if you're familiar with Kohl's, but instead of having a centralized register, the registers were in departments. It's probably a lot like JCPenney's. But I lived in Santa Maria around 2000. I was there for about 2 years, and that store was haunted. A lot of stuff happened there. The only thing I experienced is one of the ladies, because it was 2 stories, but the back room was 3 stories with all the stock rooms we had. I went into, it was the office, and then there was toddler boys, and then you could go into a back room. You could go upstairs in that because that room had 2 levels, but there was only 2 doors into that. And then right next to the toddler boys was the women's lingerie department. And there was a door right there by the the lingerie register.
Well, that's spooky enough.
No. And they have motion lights. So no one would have been back there. and then the lingerie lady said, "Hey, Derek, the light keeps going on in the back room behind boys, toddler,
Welcome, Mercy Rodriguez.
and lingerie." Mercy, I didn't reach out to you. I'm so sorry. So when I went, I said, okay, I'll go check it out, make sure there's no customer walking around in the back room there. They're not supposed to be. So I went in there and I felt like a cold rush going through my body, like an icy cold rush go through it. So my hair's already up on ends anyway, because I know of all these stories that have happened, and I'll share those another time.
You said there was one with a shopping bag going down the stairs too.
Yeah, I'll now have to explain that. But so I went up the second level. I went all around, and my hair like this entire time is like just waiting for something, for me to see something, because actually people saw images, like figures in the store. So then I walked out of the lingerie door. So I kind of did a loop, went down the stairs again, went out the lingerie route, and that's I was gonna say a word. The associate, because they had like like walls, so I couldn't. When you open the door, you just can't see right out. So it's kind of blocked. So when I opened the door, the associate was like right there. She was like walking along, and I screamed so loud, and I was so scared, I collapsed on my knees.
My gosh!
I lost control of my body function. Oh, not my body function. But
you're like,
yeah, my function. But I collapsed down on the ground. And she was just like in hysterics. She couldn't stop laughing. She was telling everyone, did you hear Derek? He's out there falling on the ground. And I was like,
losing control of his functions.
So yeah, that was my experience. But Greg's talking about this one kid who it was just me and him upstairs. It was before the store was open. And he says, hey, Derek, can you come and finish? Because they're kind of like, they were owned by Target Corporation. So they have like scanners. And it would tell us what items sold the previous day that we had in stock, and he would pick them, and then he would put them on the sales floor. So he was saying another stock room with 2 levels inside that room, and he had put a canvas, it looks almost like a mine cart, but it's canvas that you could dump things like pillows and stuff in there.
They usually use them for laundry.
Yeah,
and stuff.
So he's had pillowcases that he was right above the staircase. So he had it was sticking out. So he was leaning over the edge, and he was like dumping. He wasn't looking. He was just like dumping into the cart. And all of a sudden the cart, he started hearing like pillows, and I think it was sheets. He started hearing them hit the floor, and he was like saying, what the heck? So he looked over the railing, and he saw the cart going underneath where he was standing basically, and then out in the open again, and then underneath, and it kept on going. And he called me and said, hey, Derek, can you follow me, or can you come with me while I finish this pick? Because this is what happened. And I didn't experience any of that. But that same kid, poor guy, on the receiving dock, there was this huge staircase. It went up to the 3 levels. And I mean, that was a massive staircase. And he turned around. He was throwing stuff in our compactor. He turned around, and there was a Mervyn's shopping bag going down the staircase.
Did he quit after
he said, I'm done. I'm done.
Wow.
And that poor guy quit. But did we say hi to SC? Welcome in.
We did. Yeah.
So
I worked at Mervyn's on a second job many years
cool.
ago
Awesome.
in Tucson.
Yeah, awesome. So that was some of the little scary tales of Mervyn's. There was a lot more, from hearing babies crying, from shoes falling off this one guy. So we'll have to tell those stories
I think
a little
the
bit more.
store that you are in now, somebody said that there was a haunted child or something in there.
Everyone says that too. So I don't know. But that I would tell you, that other one,
I do believe in that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So yeah. But so it kind of freaks me out when I think about doing a haunted tour.
I feel bad that people are making money off of things like that. If there's spirits really there and stuff, it's like, I think you should just leave them alone, type of a thing, unless they don't mind being visited, but yeah, I don't know. It's a touchy subject with me.
Yeah, we had what was the name of that house that they tore down? It was Wolf's Manor. If you guys ever looked it up, it was in Clovis,
It
California.
used to be an asylum.
Yeah, and I worked right across the street, literally right across the street from that. That's where Mervin's was. One of the Mervin's, not the
Maybe
one that
that's
was
why it
haunted.
was haunted. Well,
No, that was a different one. But that house was a like a what do they call it? It was a home where people who
it
have
was an asylum.
asylum. There you
Yes.
go. So there was a lot of weird things that have happened. So check out Wolf Manor from on YouTube, and you'll hear some interesting stories.
Oh, cool, Anne. That's,
Oh yes,
that's nice.
I ordered ship list for every ship I go on now. That is so cool.
She puts them on lanyards.
Awesome. Other than that, Greg, we are at the top of the hour, and
Now you can say that. Yep.
we are just a few things away from a few weeks away from our next cruise, which will be on Virgin.
We'll be getting ready for that too.
Yep.
So
we'll have. I'm trying to get the Glacier Bay video out before we go, so we'll probably do a premiere video at our normal 5 o'clock time, and then go live after that and talk about that show. So I'm hoping to do that because we should have time to get that done at least. And then we'll talk about our last show. I'm assuming we'll go live on the Wednesday before we fly out, which will be the 19th. We should still be able to go live, and we'll talk about the cruise that we're going on. So other than that, everyone,
everybody
thank you
for
so
joining.
much. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate all the love and support.
I'm
okay,
Gregory.
Thank you, Mercy. Sorry, she said whenever you get a chance, we don't leave until March. Yes, I'm Derek.
And I'm Gregory.
If you forget our names, it's okay, because I'm Little Explorer.
And I'm Big Explorer.
And as Walt Disney once said,
we are just getting started.
Have a great night, everyone.
Dilly dilly, everyone.
Thank you.
Everyone. Dilly dilly.